Yay Media Group.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Spill the Beans podcast.
Happy Friday, Junior, guys, if you're listening to this on audio, and happy Friday if you're not. I can't believe we're in July. Literally, Jonathan and I were talking about back to school shopping today because I usually take my sisters every year. And yeah, in a month, everything just goes back to a school year and everything starts again.
That is crazy, guys. Summer goes by so freaking fast unless you're a single mother and you have to have the staying kids all day, then it probably went by slow. But regardless, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We love you. We appreciate you guys. We're not going to make any excuses as to why we weren't here last week anymore. It's just busy, but we're back. So let's get right into it. It's not going to be a Q&A. It's going to be more like topics you guys want to talk about, and then we'll spend a little bit of time on each. That way, everyone gets a vibe. I feel like sometimes we do too much parent talk, or sometimes we do too much, single life, chisme, which isn't good either because a lot of people want to follow us for the parent side of us. A lot of people follow us because they look up to our relationship, and a lot of people follow us because of business. So we're going to touch a base on everything of that. So sit back, relax. Don't relax too much if you're driving because we don't want you to fall asleep in case you're hearing this at 6 a.m. But let's get right into it.
Let's do it.
All right, babe. Do you want to open up on your phone too?
Oh,
that way
sure.
we're not passing mine back and forth. Let's go. I'm going to start from the bottom. Advice for getting through baby's development leaps. I wanted to be like, I know we just said, so it's not just baby talk, blah, blah, blah. But guys, it's so crazy how life, medicine, science has advanced so much because until we had our first kid, which was Franco, and then up until a few months in, or did you get the whole Leap app thing right away?
Yeah.
Blanca was like, because I feel like you didn't tell me right away. You weren't like, babe, I got this app and it's going to let us know when we have leaps. It kind of went like this. Franco started acting differently, like más renegado, kind of weird, more attached. And then I'm like, what's going on with him? Like, is this, like, what's going on? And then she finally told me, she's like, babe, he's going through his first leap. And I'm like, what the heck is that, bro? Like, I'm a Mexican dad from El Rancho. What is a leap? Explain to me. And she told me, she's like, babies have these points in their life where, like, their brain just develops in, like, big jumps, right?
Yeah, like de noche a la mañana.
So I was like, oh, that makes sense. Like, one day you experience anger or sadness or, I don't know, hormones. Like, babies have hormones too, So it's like, wow, like, the reason I bring this up, guys, is because you know how we talk about like, if our parents would have known about the 5 languages of love, maybe divorces wouldn't be so frequent, or the up and coming generation, Same thing with leaps. Like, I feel like, ay, cállate, este niño está muy renegón. Ay, mira, se está haciendo bien llorón. And we traumatize and we damage our babies and our kids by saying all this mean stuff. And you don't know that something like biological is happening within them, guys. So it's like crazy. So the more you know, please, having a baby isn't like getting a dog. Like, I want that one. I want a golden retriever because they're cute. No. I want a baby because they're so cute. I think I'm ready. No, like, do your actual research, guys. And like, that's awesome that I have such a prepared and smart wife when it comes to these things because she's like, it's a leap. This is how we handle it. It's only going to last. The app says it's only going to last 13 more days or whatever. And sure enough, like on the 13th day, we had our baby Franco back to normal. So shout out to those medicine and advancements.
The app is called the Wonder Weeks, and actually Anna told me about it, Henry's wife. And the way that they explain it is that imagine one day you wake up and your whole world is different. And that is why they're fussy, they're irritated, they don't know what's going on because they wake up one day and everything is different. So it literally says the fussy face is gonna last 13 to 15 days, So I know that it's a lot. Like, when you become a first-time mom, everyone's downloading all the apps. They want to buy all the things. And you never have to be ashamed or shame another first-time mom because you do need everything that first time because you have no idea. And every single baby is different. The temperament is different. Most people are always like, oh, my baby's so chill, like trying to put it out there. But it's like, girl, don't speak too soon because your next baby is going to shut you right up, So, yeah, I feel like as first-time moms, if you wanted to download any app, it would definitely be the Wonder Weeks. And it was so funny because sometimes we'd be just just chilling, and Franco would be like fussy and crying, and I'd be like, wait a minute, let me check the app. And it's like, yep, he's going through a leap right now. It was honestly a lifesaver for us. And so there are so many apps, like What to Expect. I had that since I was pregnant. And then also the Huckleberry app, where you can time how much they breastfeed, what else, how much medicine you give them, their nap time, their wake time, all of that. Because another thing, if you're a first time mom listening to this, wake windows are going to actually save your life. Like, really studying them and knowing how long a baby is supposed to be awake is going to change your life and their life, and keep them happy and you well rested for a long time.
My hands smell like Subway and I hate it. I wish I would have washed them.
How do you guys balance 2 kids?
How do we balance 2 kids? Well, you grab one and I grab the other, and occasionally we switch.
Literally.
And then we have fantastic family around us, like your mom, your sisters, your dad, my siblings. That's occasionally we rotate them and they help us. And it's a village, guys. It takes a village to raise kids. And
it does.
It's not a flex to say, oh my God, I take care of my kids. I've seen people on social media be like, well, my mom doesn't help me well.
I saw that TikTok trends. Like, my biggest flex is that I'm raising my child. I'm like, okay, baby, and you're tired and not resting.
You're flexing that kid is not eventually going to have, like, you know, a great bond with her grandparents or you know, aunts and uncles and stuff like that. You're like constantly with them, and also for your mental health, like, parents also need a break too. And it's all like, our breaks happen to be for work, you know. It's not like break time, let's go, you know, freaking party. It looks like that because our work requires us to record and, you know, sponsors and do all that. But I think it's amazing to be able to have a village around you.
Yeah, and one thing I always tell everyone, it's don't be afraid to ask for help. I feel like when you have a baby or when you're pregnant, your friends, your cousins, your grandmas, your mother-in-law, they're always like, hey, like, if you need help, like, please call me. And I feel like Elsa's moms are like, okay, well, we're not going to do that, because you feel like not asking for help because you want to do it all by yourself. But trust me, when someone offers help and you trust that person,
You trust them, yeah.
Please, even if it's just them coming over, holding the baby, and you're going to go get your nails done, you know, whatever it is, please ask for help before it's too late, before you feel like you're drowning in motherhood. Because when you become a mom, you don't just become a mom. You're still a wife. You still have to keep up with the housework. You still have to make sure everyone's fed. It's a lot. Like, it's a lot on someone's plate. And if you have people offering to help you, please take it. Like, don't ever feel guilty for asking for help. I feel like a lot of people ask me that. How do you get over mom guilt? It's like, how not? You have to be a good parent. You have to provide. Like, Jonathan and I, like he said, we go out to work and bring money back, you know? So don't ever let anyone make you feel guilty for that. I mean, I get the moms are like always out at the clubs every weekend, you know, but that is not your life to judge either. So I don't know, just literally do not be afraid to ask for help. That is how you balance having kids. And God bless our siblings, guys. Honestly, I feel like we've never had to tell either of our siblings to be like, hey, can you please play with him? They're always willing. Like, if Franco is in the same room as them, they are playing with him.
As we speak right now.
Yeah, as we speak, his brothers are playing with Franco. And it's amazing. And it's just nice because not only do we trust them, but it built such a bond for them. Like, Franco genuinely asks us about his tios and tias, you know. So.
And I feel like one day I'm going to be unrelatable to my son, unfortunately. Like, and I'm realistic. I'm a realist. I like, my dad used to tell me things like, mira, hijo, creciendo. And I'm like, I'll be like, Dad, like, tú eres, you know, de Mexico, de un rancho. We don't have the same problems. But sure enough, as I grow older, I'm like, oh, damn, my dad was right.
Yeah.
So I feel like if someone, I want one day my brothers, I feel like they're good enough kids to one day be role models. Maybe my son, Franco, will go up to them and ask them questions about how to dress or their hair. And they're closer in age, so maybe he'll listen to them a little bit more. So, but obviously, like, I'm pulling the strings in the back still, like, you know, having my brothers tell them good things. So I feel like creating bonds are the best thing.
Yeah, make sure they're creating bonds with the right people. Like, if you love your family and your siblings and your in-laws and you have a good relationship with them, the best thing you could do for your kids and for your family is to have them close with everyone that you love too. And I just feel like it's crazy because when we grow up older, and I know it gets on the best case scenario, but I want Franco to have multiple adults he trusts. Like, say, oh, I did something and I don't want to tell Dad, but hey, guess what? I can call my tío David, and he's going to be like, you know what? Like, you do this, this, and that. And then he's going to have someone to come tell Jonathan with, you know? So, I don't know. It's just, I know it's a crazy world out there and it's hard to trust a lot of people, but if you already trust and have a bond with someone close to you, then, you know, it's fine or it's nice for your kids to also have a bond with them.
Also, the way I tell Jimena and Magali sometimes, and I know that they're too little to understand right now, but I'm like, you guys are literally pouring so much into your like karma jar, because we're the age. The only nice thing about the age gap right now is that our kids are gonna potentially grow up like and be older by the time they have kids, because Jimena and Magali and my brothers are 15, 14, whatever, 16. So it's like when they have kids, Franco could potentially be 10, 9 and already help them. And then us in return, where maybe our businesses are a little bit more established, we have more free time, we're, you know, more like those rich uncle vibes. And now we spoil the shit out of their kids and we like take them and they have their mental health days and we have all freaking 5 kids from every sibling, one of each with us, and like we love it. And it's like it's coming our baby fever. Maybe we're in our 40s and we can't have kids anymore, but we're taking care of all our siblings' kids. So I'm like, you guys don't understand, but one day when you have your little kid, Jimena, I'm like, I'm gonna take him for the whole day. Like there's like, I'm gonna love your kids so much, because one, I love you as a sister, but 2, because like I'm gonna have baby fever, you know, and I'm gonna take little like, I don't want to say what I call her kids in my head, right? But I'm going to take a little, you know, Jimenito, and I'm going to spend the whole day, and she's going to love that, you know?
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be really nice, because we always tell my sisters, like, everything that you do right now is essentially for something in the future. And a lot of people don't think about that, right? Like, whether it's good or bad, it's coming back to you, girl. However you think, but it will come back to you. So, like, everything that my sisters do for us, we're so grateful, right? And of course, you guys know we las traemos donde quieran, whatever. But it's like in the future when they have kids, we're not gonna be like, well, you never helped us with our kids. We're gonna be like, girl, go to sleep. We're gonna go take your babies and feed them, and we're gonna cook you dinner, and you know. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like building a village and maintaining it is really, really important. And it's really hard. Like, trust me, we all go through family problems, but at the end of the day, you know that the main point is to just be together eventually. So definitely 10 out of 10 would recommend pouring a lot into your family and making sure that you guys are so family oriented, and just breaking those generational curses. You know, how many times do we hear about all of our tíos being like, pues ya no le hablamos, ya no hacemos esto, ya no nos juntamos, and we don't want that to be for our family, you know. So it's hard. It's gonna be hard. I'm not saying it's easy, but as long as you're working towards it, I feel like God sees that, and God values your relationships with your family. So definitely will help and pitch in a little bit, you know, from the higher power.
Jonathan, how are you managing family time, wife time, and restaurant?
Girl, do you not see my man? He is not here today.
I've been telling Blanca this the other day, and then I think I saw a TikTok this morning put it perfectly. Remember that when you first went on the first article, we were all excited that like Mexican or Latino page, Mitsu or something? Mitu. Mm-hmm. Anyways, they posted an interview with Sleepy or Snoopy. I forgot his name from On My Block, the Mexican actor. Mm-hmm. And he's like, they asked him like, what's one thing you want to break, like one generational thing? And he put what I've been saying perfectly. And it's like, I'm not gonna like feed into this, like, I work so hard and I'm absent in your life so you can have a better life. Yeah. He's like, I'm not gonna trade being absent in the most crucial years of your development, of your life, of your love life, of your school life, of your sport life, just to say that I sacrificed to be successful and for you to have everything you want. And he's like, there can be both. And that's what I strive for, guys. Like, yes, am I gone Thursday to Saturday or Wednesday to Saturday? I am not home all day. But the time I am home, I try to make it count. And then especially the days I'm off, Sunday, Monday and Tuesday, I try to. Obviously, when you're running a business, it's 24/7, 7 days a week. Like right now, I woke up with a flat tire, so I got to fix that on our non-operating days and stuff like that. So, which takes away from my kids. But nonetheless, guys, like I'm still going to like try to make time for my kids and not be that absent father. So I feel like that's, you asked me how I manage it. It's just, I saw this thing that said like, oh, if you're really people that try to make an excuse, oh, I'm so busy, I can't go to the gym. If you can sleep, you can go to the gym. That's how I see it. So if I can sleep, I have time for my kids and I have time for my wife. Okay.
Yeah, I think that when you become a business owner, like he said, it's 24/7. So I believe that that's where the sacrifice comes in, because Jonathan, guys, before he started like this business, like operating every weekend, he could not stay up past 10, like at all
No.
whatsoever.
Yeah, that's
And now
true.
not only is he sacrificing sleep, but he's sacrificing so much, because obviously like, he gets home. Sometimes I'm asleep by the time that he gets in bed, but he will go to bed like at 2 in the morning, which is not like him at all. And I think that that's where the sacrifice comes in. Is like he stays up all night, so in the morning at least there's something that he can give to the kids. Or even on Saturday, on Sunday, I know both of us were tired as F. Like we were so tired, sleep deprived. But guess what? We got up, took him to breakfast, got home, no time. We changed, we went to the pool, got home, showered, and then went to a party, you know? And that was all to fulfill Franco's cup too. And I feel like the whole day he'll be like, ahora fue un día genial.
Yeah. He speaks like Bluey.
He does. So I think that's where the sacrifice comes in, because how many times did we hear our parents, like, or our dads most likely, come home and be like, I'm too tired. Like I already got home from work. I'm going to sit my ass on the couch and watch TV. That is where the sacrifice comes in. You get home from work. Yeah, you're tired AF. Who gives an F? You're going to sit there and play with your kids, or you're going to take them to the park, or you're going to take them to do whatever they've been begging you to do, you know? That is the sacrifice, because yeah, you sacrifice a lot for your business, but essentially you're doing it for yourself to build a better future for your family. But the sacrifice comes when you get home and you're tired, and now you have to sacrifice being, or your rest, to go and play with your kids and take your wife out to wherever she's been wanting to go, you know? That's where
Ladies,
I see
ladies, you gotta be careful who you marry, man. Like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna be like over here pat myself on the back or anything, but I truly think that men come in all shapes and sizes and moods and characters. But you just gotta pick the ones that like truly value family and like love their kids. Like when I first started this food truck business, I sat down with Blanca like was it last week? And I told her, babe, like, please, as soon as this starts becoming too much for you, or like you think that you're gonna explode or crash out, like let me know. I'll stop, or I'll take some time off. And then she's like, no, like what, like how you say, babe, like amarrate un huevo y échale ganas. And as soon as she told me that, guys, I put my head down and I've just been grinding. I'm like, they're waiting for me. Like it's a job where my kids can be with me. So honestly, like, I forgot the noise distracted me, but
I believe what is crazy about this generation is we're all adults, right? And we cannot grow up having victim mentality, because trust me, every single person that you know has gone through some sort of trauma, right? Russ said it himself the other day. He's like, we're all going to traumatize our kids somehow, like as long as you're trying, you know. But every single person, no matter if they're amazing and healthy or if they're depressed, whatever, they all have trauma, right? You cannot grow up being like, oh, well, you know, this happened to me, so I can't do this. This happened to me, so you can't do that. No. And that's what I told Jonathan, because he was like, if you want to crash out, because he told me, he's like, I've noticed that you're very silent. Like, are you okay? Whatever. And I'm like, I'm just tired. And it's nothing, like, I'm not mad. There's nothing to do with you. It's you're grinding and you're working so hard right now for our future as a family, that I have to pull some weight with the kids. And although I love it and it's very, very tiring, like, that's it. I'm tired. I think you should be worried the day that I'm mad at you, you know? And I'm not, because Jonathan isn't out there doing crazy things. He's with my brother. Like the other day I called him like, what the heck are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm just having a talk with my business partner. And it's nice to know that I can trust him, you know? And that's the biggest thing. That's what I told Jonathan. I was like, babe, like, you have nothing to worry about. Yeah, I'm tired, but you're tired too. And the thing is that you're tired from working and I'm tired from being with the kids. And at the end of the day, this is for a better future. It'd be different if, say, he was a musico, or say he was out there like, hey, you know what, on Friday nights, I have to go out with my friends to drink. Like, that would be different if I had to pull my weight because
golf
he wanted to go
all
out.
day.
Exactly. So that's what I told him. I was like, as long as you're working and I'm cool with the kids and I have my village with my family, your family, whatever, we're fine. Like, and I told him, I was like, we always preach, communication is key. Communication is key. The day that I feel some sort of way, I'm going to tell you, like, hey, babe, you know, you need to, but if anything, I told Jonathan, I was like, you know what do you want to do? You want to do this? You want to do that? I want to add another day for the truck. Okay, let's do it. And he also told me, because I work the truck on Fridays and Saturdays usually. He's like, babe, like, what do you want? What do you need? I'm like, I don't need anything. Like, as long as you're working towards your goal, as long as I'm helping you in any way I can, I don't need anything. Like,
Guys, like what I want to preface, which I didn't do a good job last podcast of, is like the TikToks you see of Blanca, like, come work a shift with me. I feel like a lot of people could take that as like she showed up for an hour, dressed up, played dress up coworker, whatever, uniform and JJ, showed up for an hour, took some orders, recorded on TikTok, and went home. Guys, like this past Saturday that we had the Left Hand Brewery, she got there around 2:33 and didn't leave till 9:30 and worked our whole rush hour like time, all our like as a normal employee. And then she still comes home. She still has to shower the kids, put them to sleep. So when I got home like around 1:30, I was like, babe, like I know when you first start a business, there's obviously not a lot of like, free cash after all the employees are paid, after all the inventory is bought. I was like, but what do you want? Like, what do you need? Like, what do I have to pay you? And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, you literally just worked the whole ass shift and you're just going to do it for free. And she's like, yeah, because I love you and I want to support you. I'm like, that's crazy. I feel so bad. Usually when it's slow, not to be like creído or anything, but like gracias a Dios, there hasn't really been like a slow time, especially since we're only open from Thursday to Saturday. So yes, could I use Blanca all weekend? But I feel so bad. As soon as there's like not 5 orders on the little thingy, I'm like, babe, you can go home or go with the kids, and she's like, no, I'm fine. Like, we're good. And I'm like, I just have this most supportive wife. And that's what it's about, guys. Like right now, your partner, and I think, like, I'm going to spill the tea and the beans a little bit here. And I think Blanca put it well. Because I told her, I was like, babe, like, what do you, like, why are you working so hard? Like, I don't pay you. Like, what? Like, you just get one TikTok out of it. Like, what do you want? She's like, no, because one day, I want to be that soccer, Pilates mom. And, like, why? Because, like, my husband works so hard for it right now. And then later I can enjoy. And I'm like, that's true. I feel like a lot of women, no vas a salir o no vas a empezar ese negocio. And I know a couple girls that like don't really let their man venture out like that or like try to do something else with their life. And it's like, then don't complain when you guys are 40, you're worrying about retirement or you're scared or you wish you would have done more with your life. Like right now in your 20s, it's the time to take that risk. 30 without kids, take that risk, So
yeah,
it's fun. You can always sleep later. You can always sleep when you're dead.
Yeah, I think that's something that Jonathan has been struggling with mentally. It's a lot of work, right? And all of our businesses are a lot of work, but this business is a lot of work. And trust me, guys, I see him, like for me, yeah, I show up and I work a shift and I keep them organized and I help them with orders, which is something to take off your mental load, because when you are taking orders, cobrando, and then still making the wings and still dropping fries, like everything gets really hectic. So it's so nice when my sister and I are there, because we have a runner. Jimena's literally our everything. Like, we need more of this, we need more of that. Can you drop this? Can you go check this? Can you go run this order? And for me, it's like I like to keep the guys organized. Like, what order are you on? What is this? What is that? Whatever. So I feel like something that Jonathan has been struggling with mentally, that probably a lot of people with businesses struggle with. It's like, what am I doing this for? Like, is this actually going to give? Like, am I putting all of this energy and effort for nothing? And what I told Jonathan, it's like, I have this really good friend. She was my really good friend in high school. We don't talk much anymore, but her dad owns a huge restaurant, right? And multiple big restaurants and a brewery, and they are loaded, right? Like, they are rich, and she never gave rich girl vibes. She was always the sweetest person ever, right? And I didn't know she was rich until I went in her house and I got lost in her basement. So I remember her like telling us, like, we were born in the mountains. Like, my parents had no running water. Like, he literally went through so much to get us to where we are. And that's what I was telling Jonathan. I was like, babe, all of this is hard. Like, this is just adding to our story. One day when I'm like at Pilates and I pull up in my Range Rover and someone asks me like, oh, like, what do you do? And I'm like, oh, my husband owns a restaurant. But it's like, they're not going to know what you went through. But when you start talking about it, when you have friends, it's like, yeah, all of our 20s we spent literally grinding, trial and error, making businesses, failing businesses, until we got our restaurant, and that is what made us what we are now, and I think that it's just a huge leap of faith that so many people take. And I feel like it does get to a point where you're like, oh, should I keep going, or should I just stop, or should I just go back to my comfortable life, or I could just do this or that. And that's what I told Jonathan. That's when I told him, I was like, amarrate un huevo and we're going to do it. Like, we're going to get it done. What do you need? We have to sacrifice more time. I have to be tired more days. Who cares? At the end of the day, we're together. We still spend time with the kids. And I told Jonathan, I was like, you can say that you were home for 3 years with Franco. You saw all of his milestones. You're experiencing all of Belen's milestones. Like, yeah, you were working so hard, but you still had all of that time, So So I just try to motivate him so much. And I think that as a wife, you have to do that, guys, because trust me, I know we're tired, girl. I know, because it is so exhausting, but you have to tell your partners how you feel, how proud you are, and that you're willing to risk things too, and that you're willing to sacrifice so much, because I feel like that just fuels you up even more, right?
Oh, hell yeah. As soon as Blanca had that talk with me about like not like working harder, because I want to think of myself as the hardest worker in the room, but her letting me know emotionally that she's okay. That we will be okay with the kids, because that es lo que más me puede, you know. When Franco, what did I tell you? He was like, "Papá, ya te vas a ir a la troca de pollo." It was the day on Thursday morning, right before we start our first shift. And I was like, "Sí, pa." He's like, "Oh, porque vas a hacer dinero para comprarme mis juguetes, ¿verdad?" And I was like, yes, like that's exactly what I'm doing, you know. And it hurt. It broke my heart, because he didn't fight it. It used to be like, "Papa, no te vayas a trabajar," you know. He would get sad and hug my leg or come out the door with me. And now he accepted it. He accepts it. He's like, "Okay, Papa, okay, te veo al rato or en la noche," you know.
Yeah.
O te veo mañana, he said one time, and I was like, oh shit, like that's so sad, you know. But I had my time. I had his first walk, his first talk. But anyways, like, lesson is, ladies, if your husband wants to start that landscaping, that construction, that, you know, his own trucking company, like, support him, guys, because truly, I know a lot of you guys kind of don't like when I say this, but the only way to escape the matrix, the rat race, you know, stop being a slave to the corporate life, is starting your own business, unfortunately. And it's hard. It's a price you have to pay. But, and then another thing I want to talk about really quickly is that I'm like, especially in today's life, it's so freaking hard when you see Instagram and life and these influencers, guys, where I'm finally getting like not in a like a taste of our own medicine type of way, not like I deserve it by any means, but like I understand now maybe what the average person maybe feels, in the sense, let me explain. I feel like the equivalent of girls, maybe you're a girl, right? And you have to clock in and work a whole day as a nurse or at the bank or at a daycare, and you're tired, you're chorreada, you miss your kids. And then you see this OnlyFans model talk about how she makes $1 million a month. And it's like, because you guys have morals and you don't want to sell your body, and you're like, damn, like, if I didn't have this faith in God or fear in him and love, like, I could be an OnlyFans model. I feel like the equivalent of that for guys is like these guys that like do stocks and crypto, and it's like, fuck, like, he just made $20,000 in one day pressing a few buttons, and I'm over here making etc. after like a 16-hour shift, you know, like covered in ketchup and mayonnaise and wing sauce and oil, burns all over my arms. I feel like that's the equivalent for guys. So it's like, don't compare yourself. Comparison is the thief of joy. What comes up quick goes down quick, you know? So right now, yeah, am I taking the long route to becoming maybe successful? Food truck, and then restaurant, and then second restaurant, and then et cetera, which might take, you know, 10 to 15 years, whatever it might take. But I know what I'll create will be passed down to Franco, his kids, or one day maybe sold for millions of dollars. Who knows? And it's like, that's what it is, guys. Yeah,
it's a lot of inner work that you have to do with yourself. I feel like for me, making it on YouTube and being an influencer, and thanks to you guys, like, I am comfortable where I'm at, right? And I love what I do. But for Jonathan, he's more of a business person. He's like, no, I don't want to just be known as an influencer. Like, I want to be 80 and be like, oh yeah, JJ's Buns and Drums, like, we go there every weekend because it's the best vibes, the best food, you know? And that is why I love, like, our relationship, because it's like we balance each other off perfectly. Like, I'm cool just cheering you on because I'm still doing my thing, you know? And I think that growing up, you always hear your parents like, oh, I wanted to do this. Like, I always dreamt of being my mom. She's like, I always dreamt of being a social worker. I always dreamt of being this and that. And that is the one thing that always sticks with me, because I don't want us to be 80 and Jonathan be like, I really wish I would have known what would have happened if I would have opened a restaurant. I don't want that, you know? I'm like, all right, like, let's work for it. Let's open a restaurant. And then you don't ever have to, what if I would have opened a restaurant, you know? Because if it goes good or bad, at least you did it and you know exactly what happened. And I know that a lot of people get scared. I know it's scary. Taking leap of faith are scary. But guys, the one thing you have to remember is that these 9-to-5 jobs are always going to be here. Someone's always going to be hiring anywhere, even if you have to go work at McDonald's, even if you have to go work at a grocery store. So if you are right now in a space where you're like, I want to start my catering business, I want to start my little sweets business, do it, girl, because if it doesn't work out, guess what? You can go apply at the bank and get a bank teller job, you know? And I like, it's easier said than done, I understand, but life is not that serious. Like, just go and try it.
We're on a floating ball of rock through space. Like, start your business, girl. Start whatever. If people have told you that you do good nails for fun or your food's delicious, then start that business, you know? And
exactly.
Yeah, my dad, when I first quit my trucking job to be a YouTuber, he told me, he's like, you have your CDL. CDL jobs are always going to be there. Like, you can always go back to trucking if it doesn't work out. You don't want to be 30. Look, that's when I was 20. He told me that. And now those 10 years have almost gone by. He's like, no quieres que tengas 30 años y en 10 años digas, pues, ¿qué hubiera pasado si I would have gone full-time YouTuber? And look at how, so far, 27. And he's right so far. Like, so much shit has happened. And so I've got to experience so many things. So. But yeah, that's awesome. We like ranted on that one for a while, but we're here to give you guys a little bit of motivation, And I feel like, yeah, it's crazy, guys. It's crazy the love you guys have shown JJ so far, and even yet, no way.
It overheated probably. Really? Yeah.
We're just gonna finish this one audio wise because we ran into a little problem. Apparently, the shed over is too hot for the
camera. Our camera overheated, and she is not going to turn back for another hour. So you guys are going to get just a few minutes of nothing, and you guys can just keep our outfits in mind, and that's what 32. We look like.
This one's good. I don't want to cut you off, but
no, go ahead.
I feel like maybe I like questions that make us think.
Okay.
What are some debates you guys talk about, non-political? So debates, like, what do we not agree on? Do we pretty much agree on
everything? I feel like we agree on pretty much everything. Like, we have our different takes, but there hasn't been something I'm like, all right, buddy, like, we're not agreeing on this, and it's crazy.
I feel like that's
me.
Tough. Like, the biggest one would probably be, like, political.
Yeah, politics.
That would be kind of weird. I mean, like, you kind of know when you start dating someone, right? Like, what kind of person they are.
Yeah.
That's why the dating stage is really, really important. You kind of get a sense. Like, you don't want to marry, like, what seems like the perfect guy, and then he's out here, like, reposting Trump things on his Instagram.
Yeah, I feel like that would be definitely a deal breaker for us.
Yeah.
Our political views, and I know it's not for everybody, but whatever. But in other aspects, like parenting styles, we have pretty much
a little different.
Yeah, we have different parenting styles, but we sacrifice where we can. Or we compromise where we can.
We do really good on that. Yeah.
Yeah. So most of the things that we have a disagreement on, or that we don't see eye to eye on, we compromise.
Yeah, we take turns. Whatever turn is gonna be the least amount of damage, or sometimes you gotta like, okay, we're gonna do it your way, but if it doesn't work out, you have to own up to that. Like, if it doesn't work out and you're gonna shut up the next time that thing presents itself, we'll try your way.
Yeah, that's usually how we are.
Yeah,
we give each other chances, and then if we fuck it up, we're done for.
Fitness journey, both of y'all's goals. How are you currently feeling? Running, ? Fitness goals, 5K, 10K. Well, Jessica, thanks for calling me out. Guys, look, hot take. I fell out of love with running, unfortunately. And you know why? It's not because I got lazy. It's not because I got busy. It's not because whatever. It's because I started playing soccer again. And you might be wondering, Jonathan, what does that have to do with running? Or like, why you can do both? I started doing cardio playing soccer, right? When I was in fall, I was a soccer coach. So I would go Monday, or what was my schedule? Oh, pretty much every day, right?
Yeah.
Monday to Friday, I would play with the kids, obviously practicing, do my cardio. But then on Wednesday nights, I would play indoor. So then it's like I'm getting my calories burnt and my miles in according to my watch, but in a fun way. So why would I go out on the concrete and start running in circles for nothing, potentially risk getting hit by a car, getting stabbed by a homeless person, or getting bitten by a coyote with rabies? Like, it's just non-appealing for me, guys, anymore when I can play soccer.
Yeah, that's
unfortunately
true. And I know that our excuses, like, we're so busy, but guys, we literally are busy. And the times that we can go and do activities, they're very limited. So right now we don't have many goals. We're just vibing, riding the wave. Yeah. Except we do have a bachelor and bachelorette trip upcoming, so we are a little bit locked in. I would say that
keeps us from like spiraling.
Yeah.
I went to Subway, and you know those little bags of chips they put? I'm like, bachelorette coming, no bag of chips. Foot long, yes, but no bag
No
of chips.
chips. Yeah, I feel like that's our only motivation right now is the trip we have coming up.
Is having too many businesses at once affecting any perspective in your life? To be honest with you guys, a little bit, in the sense that like you gotta work, guys. You gotta work. Like, part of me wants to just say, like, not part of me, like, or that wants to, that's the word want. It's like, I know that the option is out there, right? Where you just don't care about life, like kind of hippie mode. Like, you live life, you love, you work a job to make ends meet, to just feed you, and then you just live life, you know? Like, that
You
sounds
just
so
vibe it out.
relaxing and vibing. And in a way, that's awesome. Like, if you're spiritually at that level where money, I do think, is the root of evil, and like, if you get too obsessed with it, that's bad, right? But I think if you're working towards money to do the right things, then that's good, right? Ask 18, 19, 20-year-old Jonathan why he wanted $1 million. It was to buy a Lamborghini and to be in a yacht in the coast of Croatia. You ask Jonathan why he wants to be a billionaire now. It's because I want to take my whole family, both sides of my family, to the coast of Mafiri in Italy and just travel the world and show them different experiences and stuff. So I feel like that's what businesses have done to me. It's like kind of drowning me in this like stress and stuff. But I see life more beautifully, because the more businesses we start, the more money we make, and then the better quality of life we can give our family. Like, the fact that we took your sisters and brother to Russ, and like, that concert was so magical, and I saw the girls, like Jimena was crying and Joe was jamming, and me and you were hugging, like screaming our songs we've known since we were 18. And then I took my brothers to the front row of the Mexico versus Uruguay game, and then we took your family to Disneyland. It's like, that would unfortunately not be possible if we worked, you know, our old jobs.
Yeah.
So I think that's what businesses have allowed. It's like a ton of stress, but also amazing experiences.
Yeah, I feel like having multiple businesses have just motivated us to make it. Like, I've never wanted to make it more than I do now. And it's not because I want to have just so much money. It's because I want to give our family so much, like, experiences, and I want to buy them a house, and I want, you know, like, there's so many things. So I feel like that's what having businesses have made. It's like, doing all these sacrifices better lead to somewhere, and then we're going to make it. We have to make it.
Anxiety, help a girl out. Girl, I told my barber this the other day, because I feel like people that, especially like, you run into, like, the more time you spend with businesses or entrepreneurs or just people that want more in life, you're going to face more similar people. So my barber, he's a 16-year-old kid, super young, but he already has his little barbershop in his backyard. Very well put together kid, has his own truck, buys groceries for his family. And he's like, dude, I've been having anxiety, blah, blah, blah. And I told him, I heard this in the Bible. I mean, I heard this, someone say that this is in the Bible, that basically said having anxiety is kind of like sinning, and you're going up against what God has planned for you. Like, why are you anxious? Why are you stressing if God already has a plan for you? That means if you have anxiety, you do not trust in him. Obviously, I need to listen to my own words, look at my nails. I have no skin on my nails or no fingernails and stuff, because I do experience anxiety. But what calms me down at the end of the night, at the end of the day, what allows me to put my phone down and actually go to sleep, is that, like, trusting God's plan. And I think it's amazing. Like little story, like my brother-in-law, like, he could have died in that car accident, and the fact that he didn't, and now we have a business together. It's like, I tell him this every day at our food truck when we have an amazing day and we sell out. I'm like, look, bro, like, this is why you didn't fucking die. Like, I tell him that straight up. I'm like, look, Joe, like, we're here, you were starting a business, and one day we can have a restaurant. Maybe you can help other people in your life and switch your life around and do other stuff. And it's like, everything happens for a reason. So if you have anxiety right now, guys, just know that maybe you're meant to be at where you're at, and don't see it as a blessing. If you got fired, I know anxiety, like, especially that movie Straw, we recommend 100% on Netflix. It's like, maybe you don't have enough to eat that week or pay rent, but it's like, all this is potentially making you stronger, or you're learning valuable lessons and just trust God, guys. Put it all in his hands.
Literally. I saw that exact quote too. I was like, dang. I was like, is that why I don't have any anxiety? Because I trust God so much. I feel like I'm always optimistic. Like, it literally, anything inconvenient happens to me in my life, I'm like, it's okay, because God already has it figured out. You know?
Yeah.
I feel like that's why I don't spiral.
It's so crazy, guys. Like, I will never stop like any opportunity I have to talk about God or get you guys closer to him, like I'll do it, because I remember a few podcasts ago, I shared my little story about, like, I'm not going to say it again just in case, like, I don't want to ramble here, but basically I didn't think we were going to make any money on YouTube that day. I talked about God with my friend. All of a sudden we got deposited 10 grand into our account. So then the other day, fast forward, and then, like, I always try to talk about God. My barber, that young kid, I'm talking to him about God, and I'm telling him not to worry, anxiety, and I'm the whole 1 hour session, I'm telling him, I'm like, look, veo que tienes la virgencita here, veo que tienes la Biblia abierta en tu mesa. I was like, listen to it, bro, read it, like, and actually take it in. He cut my hair on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Out of the whole month we've been open, is the first weekend we sell out every single day.
That's crazy.
And guys, like Thursdays, like I said, we do pretty good every single day because of the hype, because of, like, we're only open 3 days and the food is delicious. But Thursdays, it's a slower day. People are still working. People are not going to drive from far. Guys, we sold out of everything on Thursday by like 8:30, super early. And I'm like, coincidence? After even if it's one young little boy that I'm talking to about God, maybe he'll take that in, accept it, and then maybe talk to someone else. And, like, I don't know. I don't want to say that. I don't want to put it in your head that, oh my God, if I talk about God or to someone, or I'm going to get good karma. Like, God doesn't work like that. It's not like I do it with the intention of expecting something in return. Just any opportunity you get. Like, and another thing, don't shy down from it. Sometimes old Jonathan would be like, oh, the universe or whatever you believe in. No, fuck it. Like, say God. Like, God has a plan for you. Coworker at work, nurse, that you're going through something. Say God. Don't say the universe. That's baloney.
Yeah, guys, I hope that this talk or this podcast motivated you to do anything you want in life. Like, say you want to start running, say you want to start going to the gym, say you want to start your business. I hope that this podcast motivated you in the slightest, because that's truly what we're here for. And I feel like a lot of our friends are always like, how do you guys do this? How do you manage all of this and still make content and still have time for the kids? And it's like, it's a lot of sacrifice, right? And I hope that we are a good example of that, of not only just grinding, but like sacrifices and making time for your family and having a good marriage. It all takes so much work, so much compromise, and so much sacrifice. And I hope that we're role models of that, that we motivate you to do one of those things, whether it is to have a healthy relationship, a good business, or to be a more gentle parent. Who knows, But I hope you take something away that's positive for your life from this podcast.
And it's so crazy, guys. Like, we neglect this podcast so much because at the end of the day, it's not like, we need, like, to record to, like, operate in our life. It's like, it's a hobby that turned into a business, that turned into a passion, that turned into having a community. And it's so amazing, guys, that I would say 75% of the people that want to take a picture with me, I'm speaking for myself, not Blanca, it's because they watch the podcast, not J&J's, not everything. And it's so, like, rewarding. It's like, what do you mean our little podcast that we record every once in a while? Like, and they're like, we love it. Like, we wish you guys would upload twice a week, And it's like, that's crazy.
Yeah, literally. And if there's anything else that you guys want us to talk about, please don't be afraid to leave it in the comments. I feel like it gets a little hard when you've had a podcast for so many years to know about what to talk, unless you're having new guests all the time. But it gets hard to know what you guys want to hear, how many stories we haven't already told you guys. So if you have any questions, if you have any topics, please leave them in the comments down below.
Guys, and if you're still here, this is something that I've been talking to our editor about, and I think I want to shout it out. We have about 66,000 subscribers on YouTube and 15,000 followers on Instagram. I think the weeks that we can't upload a podcast, I'm going to tell Blanca that we should get on a live on our Spill the Beans Instagram.
What?
We should get on live. You guys can ask us questions. We can just chit chat, vibe, whatever. So make sure you go follow that Instagram, guys, because from now on, if we don't upload that week, you're like, I woke up to Thursday with no podcast. Just know that you'll be getting either one or multiple lives that week from Spill the Beans Instagram, because they'll be like, you never know. We'll be doing accounting work, or Blanca will be editing at 1 a.m, and we can hop on a quick live, and it'll be like your episode for Spill the Beans that week.
Nice. Yeah, that's a really good idea, guys. So go follow us on Instagram right now.
Yep.
Anyways, that is it for today's podcast, for this week's podcast. We love you guys so, so much. Thank you for tuning in. Even though we, ghost you for a week or two, but we appreciate you so, so much. And we will see you in the next podcast.
Later.